Hi, my name is Casey. I'm a trainer in the Chicago area. I make content that nobody probably watches uh, about how to get started if you've never really started before. And I've been doing that all through last year. So this year, in an effort to continue that and teach you how to progress yourself and grow into doing heavier weights, I'm making things a little more complicated and showing you how to do things with some lighter dumbbells. One of the things I get most commonly um, asked, or people are curious about, is like they start working with a trainer because they don't know how to progress themselves. They don't know how to use a lot of the equipment, or they don't want to hurt themselves. And that's especially that last one. It's super valid. You want to be careful because weights can hurt you, right? Like that is reality. You do too much, you do it too soon. Sorry, I have a cat down here. You can hurt yourself. But there are ways to challenge yourself and avoid that at the same time. My first piece of advice would be to do the same types of movements for a few weeks at a time. Like, see yourself grow through those movements. A lot of times when people are just starting out, they're kind of cherry picking and doing a bunch of random things. Progress comes with consistency. That's consistency in movements and consistency with time exercising as well. So don't do 100 different things. Pick a dozen, do those for a few weeks over the course of a few days a week, and then pick new things. And some of those can stay the same. You can mix up a few at that point, but the objective here is, you know, follow a pattern for like 4 to 6 weeks at a time. Progress through those movements. Even if it's increasing reps or increasing weight by a little bit, and then move on. And it doesn't mean at another date you can't circle back to those movements. It just means do things for a block of time, have some growth with them and some stimulation with them, and then move on. Doing things for a short period of time, like 4 to 6 weeks, like that, also allows you the opportunity to get used to new movements or to get comfortable with new movements. I often suggest that if something is new or very unfamiliar, take a week or two to get used to it before you really start adding any weight to it. That way, um, you have a baseline with it before you move forward. My next piece of advice would be less weight is more, especially in the beginning, but honestly, even as you progress. And I have to remind myself that all the time. Just because you can lift something heavier doesn't mean you should do that yet. And that's okay. And that's something that you should always remember. So when you're just starting out and you're just starting to incorporate more dumbbells or kettlebells or cable machines, you want to just start low. You can always do more next time. But the last thing you want to do is do as much as you can possibly lift for, whatever 8 to 12 reps you might be doing, and then feel absolutely wrecked the next day because you did too much. If you're new to weightlifting, you don't need to go super heavy. Ease into it. Take take a couple months to just slowly grow with it. Start at 5 pounds with everything. It's fine. Like, no one's judging you, I promise. The fact that you're starting is really all that matters. So start low, and every week, just go up little by little until you reach a point where you're like, yeah, that's probably good. This also offers you the opportunity, or your muscles the opportunity, to like slowly adapt and kind of wake up to what you're doing. If you're someone that's going from doing nothing to all of a sudden kind of doing a lot, or just increasing what you're doing, it can be kind of a shock to the system. So sometimes it's better to just take it slow. And even for those of us who are more advanced lifters, there is value to taking it back every now and then and taking a deload or taking a rest week, depending on how you're feeling. So less is more. This brings me to my last piece of advice, which is how do you know when to do or when to progress your weights, like when to lift more weight, to go up a dumbbell size, a kettlebell size, whatever. Um, there's a very simple, like, couple questions you can just ask yourself. If you're, we'll just use a chest press as an example. If you're doing a chest press and you get to your 10th rep and you ask yourself, could I do that 5 more times? And you say, oh, heck yeah, I could definitely do that 5 more times. You should definitely go up a dumbbell size. You don't necessarily need it to be that easy. But again, if you're just starting out, you don't have to jump that far just yet, but make note of that for your next time. Okay, that was easy. I could have done 5 more reps. I'm going to go up to 15 instead of 10 pounds next time, or 12 and a half pounds, whatever your gym has or your home has. But that's a very easy question to like ask yourself. And it also helps you cue into how you're feeling through that movement. So how many more reps could I have done? If it's more than 5, definitely go up one size. Now there does become a point where 5-pound jumps can be quite large. I personally think 5-pound jumps are large all the time. So, if you have the option of doing half sizes, 12 and a half, 17 and a half, 22 and a half. So I like using these little donut rubber plates that Rogue sells. They are ridiculously expensive for what they are, but they are very flexible and easy to use. And this isn't a sponsorship. I just really like them. And they honestly would probably never break. I've seen some like off-market types, on the internet, and they're just like pieced together with rubber bands. I don't really like them. So I just feel like it's a recipe for breaking. These ones are really good, from Rogue, so I definitely recommend those. But anyway, that's a huge tangent. Half sizes, I always feel for upper body movements are more doable. 5-pound jumps with legs is probably doable as well. But as you start getting heavier with like squats or split squats or deadlifts and stuff, 2.5 pounds might be enough for that too. On the flip side, if you ask yourself, how many more reps could I have done? If your answer is like anywhere between 1 and 3, keep the weight there. Do not proceed. Don't move forward until you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I could definitely do more of that. So in summary, my 3 pieces of advice were: cycle through movements. Do something for a block of time. Repetition is important, and it helps with growth. So do stuff for like 4 to 6 weeks at a time before switching it up. Number 2, progress weights slowly. Start low. You can always do more the following week or 2 weeks later. This gives you the opportunity to check in with how you're feeling after the workout or in the couple days after. And number 3 is ask yourself, could I do more reps? If the answer is more than 5, then you should definitely go up a weight size. If it's 3 or less, you should probably keep that weight the same. Thank you so much for joining me this week on Exercise for Beginners. I hope this was informational for you. I hope you learned something and found something valuable in it. I'll see you next week.